So you will also need to create your GitHub account, because GitHub account is what will be used as your central repository. Okay, so like if you want to push your changes to a common location and then you other people, you will need to have this GitHub account. Okay, so generally when we talk about your GitHub account, there are lots of options that are available for you that you can use as your central repository. Okay, so you have GitHub, that's another one of the very famous tool you have. Then you have GitLab, you have SourceForge, you have Bitbucket, you have AWS Code Commit, and AWS also you have the tool which can be used as your central repository. So basically, there are lots of options that you can choose from. In our case, we are going to look at your GitHub, right? So we will be using GitHub as our central repository, and to start working with this, you need to create an account in GitHub. So you need to basically sign up. All right? So you can use this sign up link, or you can simply go to github.com and you can start creating the account. So like for example, let's I'll go to github.com. Now this is my GitHub account. All right, so you can see this is my username, and then here you can see all the repositories that I have created. So for different purposes, I have for Terraform, GCP, AWS, Kubernetes, DevOps project, Jenkins. So likewise, I have repositories for different purpose. Likewise, if you want to start maintaining a central repository, you will need to create one account with this. So who does not have an account in GitHub? Prokshit, Bharat?
I have an account, like, and I have used in college days.
Okay, Bharat, do you have an account
I
in
need to,
GitHub?
I need to create.
Okay, you can start sharing your screen and walk you through how you can create your GitHub account. Because like I said, again, we will be using this as our central repository. Okay.
I'm sharing my screen. Is this
Yes.
one right? Data free and press.
No. There at the top right, you can see sign up option. If you scroll up,
Sign up.
click on that, and you'll need to start filling in the details. So the first thing you will need to do is hold on. So the first thing you will need to do is you need to enter your email ID. So give the email ID that you want to use with this account. Is a typo. Gmail.
Okay, create password.
No, hold on. There's a typo in your Gmail email ID.
Yes.
Go once. Yeah. Yes. Now set your password. Continue. Yeah, so basically they're telling that, use a strong password. Okay, so give a username, whatever you want. And we'll have to see. Okay, so that name is not available. That means someone else has already taken that name. Give something else. No, you cannot use a space. Use an underscore or hyphen or something. Yeah. Single, you need to use an hyphen, not underscore. Give hyphen. Yeah. Okay, that's
not
also not available. Not available. Maybe try giving some number, Bharat 28 or something like that. Don't give so many, but you'll have to, because you'll have to remember it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then this one, Yan. I don't want any assignments or anything. So just type Yan and continue.
Yum. IUM.
Yan.
Okay. Verify. So
So this will also send out a confirmation email to you. You'll need to enter that code over here. Sweet. Take that code, copy and paste it in that account. So here will be just me, and you can go with student account. Continue. And you can skip all these things. Go to the bottom and click on continue. And we are going with the free account. So you have the enterprise account as well, but for us, free account will be sufficient. Just click on continue for free. And done. So this will create your GitHub account. So now you can start using this to kind of store your project related information and all those things. So by default, this will be empty. As of now, you don't have any repositories. But so once you're done creating your account, the next step would be to create your repositories. Okay.
Okay.
Are you clear with
Okay.
this?
Yes.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Come back. Sorry for that. All right. So yeah, so that's basically how you can create your GitHub account. All right. So let me share my screen now. Once you have your GitHub account, you will need to create a repository. All right. So let me quickly log into this account. Now, there are two ways that you can, create your central repository. One is from your GitHub account itself. You can also push it from your local repository, even that is possible. I'll show this one, how you can do it from the central repository. So when you log into your account, this is more or less, this is what you will see. And on the left-hand side, it will be empty for you because obviously you have not created any account repositories. So to create your repositories here, you should see this green new option. Click on that and you can start filling in the details. So step one would be to give a name to your repo, whatever name you want. So let's say I'll call this as this one. Now it will check whether this demo repository name is available or not. So in my case, you can see it says the name is available, and you can see the description if you want. As what is the purpose of this repo, what you're going to store in this repo. Then comes your type of repository. Now, if you have gone with the enterprise edition, you will see three options. One is your public, and then you will see private, and you will also see internal. All right. Now, public means anyone can see the repository. It is open to all. All right. Meaning everyone gets the read repository. All right. So for example, let's say I'll go to one of my repo and this, and if you see here, it says public. All right. So if I share this URL with you, anyone can, or anyone has this URL can access this repo. So it's basically telling it is open to all. All right. But it's only read permission. So you can read the data. You can see what all code I have in this repo. All these things you can do, but you cannot write to this. So it's basically read all access, but no write access. Then you have the private. So private means you can choose who can access this repo and who cannot access the repo. For example, if I see this one, so you will see here, this says private. So this is restricted. All right. Even if you have the URL, you won't be able to read any data from this. It is because it is restricted. So only when I give you the access, I'll need to explicitly give you the access to this repo. Only then you will be able to see this repo, or you'll be able to see the data in this. And then you have the internal. So internal is also more or less like your private, which is restricted. Not everyone will have access to that. So at an organization level, you will always create at least private repository, unless you want to kind of create a open source project that you want to share with other people or something like that. If you want to do, then you can create a public, but most of the time it will be a private repository. Questions?
No, Ravi.
No, sir.
Okay. And then you will see this initialize this repo with a readme file. So readme file can be used to give a long description about your project. As to if you want to like give a brief introduction or brief description about what this project is, what it does, and all those details, then you can make use of this readme file. So it's like you can think of it as a text file where you can start adding the data about your project. Then you have this ignore file. I'll talk about this in some time. And then you have the license. Now, again, depending on the project that you're creating over here, you can set a license, like, general public license, which is basically open to all. EMIT license, likewise, you have different licenses. Again, this will totally depend on the project. And especially if you're creating an open source project, then you will generally apply a license to that. And then you will click on create repository, which will create a central repository for us. So here, this is the central repository. We have one file, which is this readme .md file, which has just details about your project. That's it. And now if I go back here, you should be able to see the central repository. So over here, this one. So this is all the repositories I have for different purposes. So like this, when you're working in a project, you will have different repositories which serves different purposes. Questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So you will need to create a repository. Now, let's see how you can get started with this. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can work with your Git. You have command line tools and also you have the GUIs that are available. So if you have installed Git on your Windows machine, there is a GUI that is installed for you. You can use that also, or you can make use of the command line. So we will be looking at how you can use Git with your command line. Okay, so for this tutorial, we will be using the command line simply because your command line is the only place to run all of the Git commands. So most of the GUIs, they implement only partial functionality. And if you know how to use the command line, you can probably figure out how to use the GUI version. Okay, so it is recommended that you work with the CLI version so that you understand how things work with your Git and GitHub. Now, the first thing we are going to look at is your first time setup. So, if you are working with the Git for the first time, there is one initial setup that you will need to do. All right. So now that you have installed Git on your system, you will have to do a few things to customize your Git environment. Right. So Git comes with a tool called Git config that lets you get and set configuration variables that controls the aspects of how Git looks and operates. So, imagine we have three of us. We are working in a project. Now, let's say I will make some change, Prokshit will make some change, Bharat will make some change, and we start pushing our changes to GitHub. Now, when we push our changes to GitHub, GitHub should understand that, okay, one moment. Sorry, just give me one moment. Okay, sorry guys, we'll have to continue tomorrow. I need to go out for a bit. Got some work, so I'll show this tomorrow.
Okay.
Doing this initial setup, and so basically we'll start off with how you can work with your Git using the command line. Creating the repos and all these things. We will look at this. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ravi.
Thanks. Tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir.